My wife left me for weeks and admitted to cheating on me for 4 years. The silence in our home was deafening, a stark contrast to the life it once held. For weeks, my wife, Leah, had been gone, her absence a heavy weight on my heart. The door creaked open, and there she stood, eyes filled with a mix of guilt and defiance. "Chosen," she began, her voice trembling, "I've been cheating on you for 4 years." The confession hung in the air, shattering the remnants of my trust. My world, meticulously built over a decade, crumbled in an instant. Today's story will keep you on the edge of your seat. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. So, grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it. If you're excited about this story, let us know. If you enjoyed the video, press 1. If not, press 0. Your feedback really inspires me to gather more uplifting and meaningful stories. The perfect illusion. Our life together seemed perfect from the outside. Leah and I met in college, a whirlwind romance that quickly turned into a lifelong commitment. We married young, eager to build a future together. Our friends envied our relationship, often calling us the perfect couple. We had a beautiful home, promising careers, and dreams that intertwined seamlessly. Leah was my anchor, my confidant, and my best friend. We laughed, we fought, and we loved deeply. Our life was a series of small moments that, when woven together, painted a picture of happiness. But beneath the surface, cracks were forming, invisible yet persistent. I was often absorbed in my work, a demanding career that required long hours and frequent travel. I convinced myself it was for our future, that the sacrifices I made were for the greater good of our family. Leah supported me, or so I thought, her own career flourishing alongside mine. We were a team, or so I believed. The signs. In hindsight, the signs were there, subtle but telling. Leah's late nights, the hushed phone conversations, the increasing distance between us. I dismissed them, blinded by love and trust. I believed in her, in us, and never questioned her loyalty. Her behavior changed gradually. She became more secretive, her smiles no longer reaching her eyes. Our conversations grew shorter, filled with empty words and polite indifference. I attributed it to stress, to the pressures of life and work. I never imagined the truth lurking beneath the surface. The night she left, it was abrupt and without explanation. A hastily packed bag, a cold kiss on the cheek, and she was gone. I was left standing in our empty home, the echoes of our life together haunting every room. Days turned into weeks, and her absence became a painful routine. The confession. When Leah finally returned, her appearance was disheveled, her eyes hollow. She stood in the doorway, hesitation etched on her face. "Chosen, we need to talk," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. I felt a surge of conflicting emotions, relief, anger, confusion. "Where have you been, Leah? What happened?" She took a deep breath, her eyes avoiding mine. "I've been cheating on you, Chosen. For 4 years." The words hit me like a sledgehammer, knocking the breath from my lungs. "What are you talking about?" I demanded, my voice shaking. "I've been seeing someone else," she admitted, tears streaming down her face. "It started as an affair, but it turned into something more. I thought I could stop, but I couldn't." My mind raced, trying to process the betrayal. "Why, Leah? Why would you do this?" She shook her head, her sobs racking her body. "I don't know, Chosen. I don't have a good answer. I was unhappy, lonely, and I made a terrible mistake." We'd love to hear your thoughts on this story. If you enjoyed the video, press 1. If not, press 0. Your feedback is my fuel to gather more inspiring and meaningful stories. Thank you. The aftermath. The days that followed Leah's confession were a blur of pain and confusion. I felt as if I were living in a nightmare, my reality shattered by her betrayal. I avoided her, the sight of her too painful to bear. Our home became a battleground of silence, each of us trapped in our own torment. I sought solace in my work, burying myself in tasks to numb the pain. But no matter how hard I tried to escape, the memories of Leah's confession haunted me. I replayed our conversations, our moments of intimacy, searching for clues I had missed. The thought of her with someone else was a poison, seeping into every corner of my mind. Leah, too, seemed lost. She apologized repeatedly, her words hollow and insincere. She begged for forgiveness, but I couldn't find it in my heart to grant it. The trust that had once been the foundation of our relationship was gone, replaced by a chasm of betrayal. Seeking answers. In my quest for answers, I confronted Leah, demanding to know more about her affair. She hesitated, her eyes filled with regret. "His name is David," she confessed. "We met at work. It started as an emotional connection, but it quickly turned physical." The details were a knife to my heart, each revelation deepening the wound. "Why didn't you tell me, Leah? Why didn't you end it?" "I was scared," she admitted. "I didn't want to lose you, but I didn't know how to stop. I was trapped in my own lies." Her words did little to soothe the pain. I felt a surge of anger, a desire to lash out, but I restrained myself. "What do you want now, Leah? What do you expect me to do?" "I want to fix this," she said, her voice trembling. "I want to make things right, to rebuild our relationship." I looked at her, the woman I had loved for so many years, now a stranger. "I don't know if that's possible, Leah. You've broken something that can't be easily repaired." Confrontation with David. Driven by a need for closure, I decided to confront David, the man who had played a part in the destruction of my marriage. I arranged to meet him at a nearby cafe, my emotions a volatile mix of anger and curiosity. David was already seated when I arrived, his demeanor calm but wary. He looked ordinary, unremarkable, a stark contrast to the havoc he had wreaked in my life. As I sat down, he met my gaze with a mixture of guilt and defiance. "Chosen," he began, his voice steady. "I assume Leah has told you everything." "Yes," I replied, my tone cold. "She told me about your affair. I want to hear your side of the story." David sighed, running a hand through his hair. "There's not much to tell. We connected at work, and it escalated from there. It was a mistake, one that I regret deeply." "Why did you do it?" I demanded, my anger bubbling to the surface. "Why did you betray me?" "I wasn't thinking about you," he admitted. "I was selfish, caught up in my own desires. I never intended to hurt you, but I did, and I'm sorry." His apology rang hollow in my ears. "Sorry isn't enough. You helped destroy my marriage, my trust in Leah." David nodded, his expression somber. "I know. And I'll have to live with that. But I can't undo what's been done." Our conversation ended without resolution, the questions in my mind multiplying. I left the cafe feeling no closer to closure, my heart heavy with unresolved emotions. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this story. If you enjoyed the video, press 1. If not, press 0. Your feedback is my fuel to gather more inspiring and meaningful stories. Thank you. The struggle for forgiveness. Leah and I continued to coexist in our fractured home, each day a struggle to navigate the aftermath of her betrayal. She made efforts to mend our relationship, attending counseling sessions and seeking ways to rebuild the trust she had shattered. But for every step forward, there were setbacks that threatened to pull us back into the abyss. One evening, as we sat in the living room, Leah reached out to take my hand. "Chosen, I know I hurt you more than I can ever repair. But I need you to know that I still love you. I'm committed to making this work, if you'll let me." I looked into her eyes, searching for sincerity. "How can I believe you, Leah? How can I trust that you won't betray me again?" "I don't have all the answers," she admitted. but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to prove myself to you. I can't change the past, but I can work towards a future where we're both happy." Her words stirred a conflict within me. I wanted to believe her, to find a way to move past the pain. But the fear of being hurt again held me back. "I need time, Leah. I need to figure out if I can ever truly forgive you." The road to acceptance. As the months passed, Leah and I navigated the delicate balance of rebuilding our relationship. It was a journey filled with ups and downs, moments of hope and despair. We attended couples therapy, worked on communication, and slowly began to rebuild the foundation of trust that had been destroyed. There were days when I felt a glimmer of hope, when I believed that we could overcome the past and find happiness together. But there were also days when the pain felt insurmountable, when the memories of her betrayal threatened to drown me. Leah remained steadfast in her commitment to change. She was transparent, honest, and patient, understanding that healing would take time. I appreciated her efforts, but the scars of her actions were deep, and the path to forgiveness was long and uncertain. One evening, as we sat together on the porch, watching the sunset, Leah turned to me. "Chosen, I've been thinking a lot about our future. I know things will never be the same, but I believe we can build something new, something stronger." I looked at her, the woman who had once been my everything, now a symbol of both pain and possibility. "What do you envision, Leah? What do you want for us?" "I want us to be happy," she said softly. "I want us to learn from our mistakes, to grow together. I want to create a life where we're both fulfilled and content." Her words resonated with me, a reminder that despite the pain, there was still a chance for something meaningful. "I'm willing to try, Leah. But we need to be honest with each other, to confront the past and move forward with open hearts." She nodded, tears glistening in her eyes. "I promise, Chosen. I'll do whatever it takes." Unanswered questions. As I sit here, reflecting on the journey Leah and I have been through, I can't help but wonder what the future holds. Will we ever truly heal from the wounds of her betrayal? Can trust be rebuilt on the fragile foundation of forgiveness? Life is full of unanswered questions, and the path ahead is uncertain. But I am ready to face whatever comes next, armed with the lessons we've learned and the hope that brighter days lie ahead. The story of Leah's infidelity and our struggle to rebuild is but one chapter in the book of my life. The rest remains unwritten, a blank canvas waiting for the brushstrokes of fate and the choices we have yet to make. The end of this chapter leaves much to ponder, much to question. The road to healing is never straightforward, and the choices we make often come with a heavy price. But as I look toward the future, I am filled with a sense of possibility. The story of my life is still unfolding, with endless opportunities and unanswered questions waiting to be explored. Crazy, right? But hold on, because the next story is going to blow your mind even further.